And as protests continue today in several spots across the country following Trump's victory, there's a gathering in Bakersfield. Take a look at this group. They gathered at the Kern County Republican headquarters at 4900 California Avenue, and they're now marching down the streets of Bakersfield. They're marching for the livelihood of veterans and minorities, they say, that a Trump presidency threatens. They ask folks to come unite together and in peace and love. They say after Trump won the majority in Kern County, come out and show that not only will love prevail, but it will defeat. And back here in Kern County, there was a protest going on today in southwest Bakersfield. Take a look as this group that gathered at Kern County Republican headquarters at 4900 California Avenue. The protesters say they're there to march for the livelihood of the veterans and minorities that a Trump presidency threatens. They add that they are also out protesting to bring unity to the community.
Protests of this week's elections springing up all across our country, including right here in Bakersfield.
And 23 ABC's Laura Acevedo live where one is expected to start soon tonight in southwest Bakersfield. Laura, what's it looking like?
Yeah, Tim and Jackie, protesters are set to start their march here from the Kern County Republican headquarters in just a few minutes. But as people are starting to show up, or while we wait for people to show up, the Kern County Republican Party put up a response to those protesters that are expected here any moment now. It says, while we respect your First Amendment right to freedom of speech and right to assemble, we have chosen not to respond today. Now, there are no protesters here at the moment, but we have seen people slowly starting to show up, and the organizers said they do want to make sure that this protest remains peaceful. We will continue to follow this story and bring you the very latest at 6 o'clock. Reporting live from the Kern County Republican headquarters, Laura Acevedo, 23 ABC.
And tonight we have our own anti-Trump rally being held right here in southwest Bakersfield. That's where we find 23 ABC's Laura Acevedo live with those protesters. And Laura, it's a pretty active scene where you are. How's it going?
Yeah, Tim, right now I am at the corner of California and Stockdale, where people have been protesting since about 5:15 this afternoon. They started at the Kern County Republican headquarters and they marched all the way over here. They have been holding signs. I want to show you some of the signs that they are holding. There are several people out here. They are on every corner of Stockdale and California. They have been protesting. They say that they know that this will not change the election results, but they just want their voices heard and express their displeasure with the results. Now, it has been pretty peaceful except for a couple of people coming by. Somebody threw eggs at the crowd over here, but aside from that, it has remained peaceful. They said that they plan on staying here for a while just to make sure their voices are heard. As people have been driving by, they have been honking in support, but others, like you just heard, have been screeching their engines and chanting Trump, Trump, Trump. So again, for now, it has remained peaceful. We will continue to stay out here and bring you guys the complete story tonight at 11. Reporting live on Stockdale and California, Laura Acevedo, 23 ABC.
Love Trump, hey! Love Trump, hey!
With chants and signs,
Hey! Love Trump, hey!
anti-Trump protesters took to the streets of Bakersfield.
I think I'm just trying to send a message to people that not everybody agreed with the election outcome.
The protesters started their march at the Kern County Republican headquarters and marched to the corner of Stockdale and California, each person with a different reason to protest President-elect Donald Trump.
Frankly, in support of all my friends and neighbors and for people who can't stand up for themselves.
Just the hate he perpetuates just makes people scared.
We will not stand with someone like that.
The protest was peaceful.
We aren't here to make trouble. We aren't here to hurt anybody.
But it didn't take long for Trump supporters to show up to express their opinions.
He's our president, so I mean, we might as well stick as one. You know, there's nothing, it's not going to change. He's our president. What does this accomplish?
But even during the chanting and yelling,
Nothing wrong with that, yeah.
Even though you disagree?
a moment of clarity as two protesters find common ground, listening to each other, shaking hands, agreeing to disagree.
We just want to make our point and maybe relieve some of the tension that we have in our hearts.
And some protesters even admitting they will respect Trump as their president.
Of course I'm going to respect Donald Trump. I mean, I have to, but I don't have to agree with him.
Protests continued across the country, meanwhile, by those opposed to President-elect Donald Trump's victory.
Now, one has sparked right here in Bakersfield. In fact, Eyewitness News reporter Jose Gaspar is live in Southwest Bakersfield there with those protesters, and maybe some clashes too, Jose.
Yeah, Rochelle, we're right in the thick of things. We're right in the middle of it out here in Southwest Bakersfield in the corner of Stockdale and California. As you can see, there's probably about between 100 and 200 people out here who have marched from California and Mohawk down here. And they've got a series of slogans where they're shouting. And there was one person out here waving the American flag who was saying essentially that these people need to go back, whatever that he was referring to. But there's about, like I said, between 100 and 200 people out here who are obviously protesting against the election of Donald Trump. Ma'am, let me get your name, ma'am. We're live on TV right now. What's your name?
Tracy Woodell.
Tracy, tell me why you're out here and the message that you want to send out to Bakersfield.
I'm here today because I reject Donald Trump as my president. Hillary won the election, yet Donald Trump is our president. He represents hate. He puts as a lesbian, he puts a target back on my chest, and I took that target off years ago. And it just feels like we're rolling back the civil rights that we've worked for all our lives.
You're referring to the fact that Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, but yet lost the electoral vote as well. All right. Do you think your message will resonate out here in Kern County?
I hope it does, but it's not really the point. The point is it resonates in my soul because it's too hard to sit home and do nothing when what looks to me like the next Hitler has just taken the reins of the United States of America.
All right, Tracy Woodell, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And again, there's other protesters out here as well. We've got a cross mix of ethnicities out here, and they've got several signs, several saying that it's wrong to target people for being different, and also that several signs relating to immigration reform as well. Got several other members from the transgender community as well. And their message essentially is that they're not happy with the election of Donald Trump. They are demonstrating. It's been a peaceful demonstration so far. They marched roughly about half a mile, that is, and out here to this corner where we're at right now. And this is where they're at, essentially sending their message. That's the extent of it that we have right now. I'm Jose Gaspar reporting live in Southwest Bakersfield. Now back to you in the studio.
Jose, can you hear me? I was wondering if there's any police out there right now.
No, there's not much of a police presence right now, Rochelle. I haven't seen any patrol cars out here at all whatsoever. As we were marching down here, covering the march, I didn't see any patrol cars at all. It originally was supposed to be held at over at 4900 California at Republican headquarters, but they decided to change it, and they marched down here to this corner of Stockdale and California. As I said, there was one gentleman out here that came out shortly after they arrived, waving the American flag here on the point of view, but he has since been gone. Nothing happened between the two groups other than just a lot of shouting, and that was about the extent of it.
Right, Jose Gaspar, thank you so much. I know we'll have more on this later on in our other newscasts.
The transition of presidential power continues to be uneasy for some Americans.
Protests continue into the third night tonight as thousands, including some right here in Kern County, express their disdain for the president-elect. Eyewitness News reporter Jose Gaspar is live at one of those protests with the very latest. Jose?
Rochelle, we've seen protests all across the nation against Donald Trump's being elected president, and this is the first one that we're seeing here in Kern County. I am on the corner of Stockdale and California Avenue, where all four corners are filled with people out here demonstrating against Donald Trump. Now, right across the street over there, right by the Vaughn's parking lot, there are a group of demonstrators over there, and then along in every other corner here on this intersection, you have protesters as well. I am standing on the northeast corner, and joining me live now is Sofia Arellano from Bakersfield. Ms. Arellano, tell me the message that you want to get across to everybody, and do you feel it's resonating here in Kern County?
I feel like the message ultimately that I want to show or give to people is that right now is our time to come together, no matter what our differences are, no matter what race, what religion, what sexual identity, any of that stuff. We have to come together and show the people that love will rise up. It will love will beat hate, basically.
Let me ask you this: how do you think this demonstration? Some see it as being divisive instead of uniting people. What would you say?
I think, what was that word that you said? I'm sorry.
That people might see this as being divisive, dividing the community instead of uniting people. What would you say?
I feel like what Trump was kind of appealing, the way that people were appealing to Trump was hate. And I feel like that is dividing the people. I feel like love unites the people. I'm sorry. That love unites the people. And I feel like what he is trying to preach and what he's saying, that's what's dividing the country. Our love, we're accepting everyone. We're accepting the immigrants, the LGBTQ folks. We're accepting our women. We're accepting everyone. They're the ones that are kind of trying to push us off to the side and making us feel like we're not important. And we are important because everyone in this nation is important.
Sophia, Rihanna, thank you very much. Again, roughly this, I'd say between 150 to 200 people total out here on the corner of California and Stockdale. Now, just about an hour, half an hour ago, really, when they got here, there was one person, one lone, you could say, counterpoint of view. There was a gentleman with the big flag waving it, and he was essentially saying, at one point he said, "You people need to go back," whatever that meant. Didn't get a chance to speak with him, but obviously he was vastly outnumbered, and he has since left the intersection. But so far it's been very vocal, but very peaceful. In fact, not a single sign of any police department presence out here at all. I'm sure they're aware about what's going on, but they'll keep it a very low profile. And like I said, no incidents to report at this point. So far it's been a vocal but peaceful demonstration. For now, Jose Gaspar reporting live at Southwest Bakersfield. Dave, Rochelle, now back to the studio.
Let's hope it stays that way. All right. Thank you, Jose.
Other news tonight, protests against the election of Donald Trump as president come home to Bakersfield. Very loud but peaceful march and rally held this evening in Southwest Bakersfield. A large crowd, around 200 people, were protesting against Trump's Election Day victory, saying Trump does not represent them. Eyewitness News reporter Jose Gaspar was there.
Not my president! Not my president!
Marching down California Avenue towards Stockdale Highway, an ethnically diverse group of protesters made their message clear.
I'm out here this evening because I want everyone to know that no, not everyone is okay with the hatred and bigotry that is spreading across our country.
It's not about Donald Trump, the person, it's about what Donald Trump represents. It's about how you can run an entire campaign on hate and fear.
No fear! Immigrants are welcome here, no hate!
People are also fighting back against what they say is Trump's plan to deport millions of undocumented immigrants, an untold number that live right here in Kern County.
I'm a substitute teacher, and I had a little girl in second grade ask me on Tuesday if her parents were going to be deported. And what do you say, you know?
At one point, a Donald Trump supporter showed up. A shouting match quickly ensued between both sides. There was no physical confrontation, and in the end, it was the Trump supporter, vastly outnumbered, who went home. Several motorists honked in support. Protesters say Trump's election is a setback for civil rights.
As a lesbian, he put the target back on my chest, and I took that target off years ago, and it just feels like we're rolling back the civil rights that we've worked for all our lives.
Love Trump, hate! Love Trump, hate! Love Trump, hate! Love Trump, hate!
That march and rally here in Bakersfield ended peacefully, and there was no visible police presence.